Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our bi-weekly stream. This is session what, three? Three of this? Three of six. This is after this we're at the halfway mark. Can you believe that? Playing Avatar Legends. Some news about this game that came out this week. This is the last session that we are going to play with only the quick start rules. Yeah, they start next Monday, I believe, on President's Day, 21st. They start to distribute the full rule set. So, I did back it. I may or may not get that on the 21st, but I'll get it soon thereafter. So I should be able to binge read the entire book before our next session. So, there we are. Okay. I'm excited. I don't know about all y'all. So, I did watch several videos about combat and the way it is supposed to work. And I still don't get it. So I will remind you that part of this game is figuring out how to solve things without combat. I'm just gonna put that out there, guys. Yeah, yeah. Well, I get a little bit of it now. So now, if it's a 7 to 9, if you roll a 7 to 9 in combat, you get to use one move, right? One of the moves in the thing that you choose. But if you get a hard hit, like a 10 plus, you get to choose two and do two things. Yes. Yes. Correct. However, from what I can tell, when an NPC does something, they just do it. Like, it just happens. Correct. From what I can tell. That still doesn't sound super, like, correct to me. But that's what I got, y'all, from what I saw. I'm sure the full rule set, when it comes out, will tell me, be a little bit more descriptive. But, uh, with that said, should we just get into it? Oh, I don't even have... Oh, because my notes are all typed. Look at me. Yeah, I'm gonna pull those up. So I don't remember the name of the town that you were in. Actually, you know what? Uh, as I pull this up, I'm gonna ask, how's everyone doing? Is everyone having a good time? Everyone enjoying their lives? Yeah. Oh, okay. Mm. Yeah, I think it's very difficult, and I think you have all been on, is it Anpu, right? Anpu, your bison, for quite a while now, right? After your last encounter in the town of Yudao, where you helped the town, you fought off some bandits. You may have paved the way for the Fire Nation to have an easier time coming in, feeling quite a bit ambivalent about that whole thing. You've stayed away from towns, right? You were able to stock up there, have enough provisions and things to continue moving forward pretty easily. Um, so you have been riding on Anpu, resting far away from civilization, main, remaining mostly along the coast until you've gone so far south you need to start now moving inland, um, to get to the Western Air Temple, where you are going. You are flying over a huge wooded area, just kind of trees below as far as you can see. You know that, Anpu can't fly forever. You were hoping to get past this to a more open area before you landed, but it turns out that is not going to be possible. So you are going to have to land soon. As Sister Sanj, you are becoming slightly distracted from that as you sit there in your hands looking down at this sealed scroll of Guru Shokin that it is your job to take to the Air Temple. So you get to remove, I believe, 1 point of fatigue because you are traveling on the bison. I believe.
Red.
Villain is snoring away on Ampu. Did I call her Valen?
Yes, but it's okay.
Gee. I was like, wait, something's wrong.
Too many games.
I love it.
That's like me right now. I'm bouncing. I feel like a schizophrenic right now.
Yeah, so you do need to find somewhere to land, but currently you are just riding on the back of Anpu, possibly wondering why Sanj hasn't found somewhere to take you down yet.
What do we see from up there?
From as far as you can see, right? There's no move for that, right? You're not really assessing a situation or anything.
Yeah.
I think you're just looking around. Let me show you what you see. You see trees as far as the eye can see. And then up ahead, well off in the distance, there seems to be one tree, much larger than all the rest, just sticking straight out of the middle. But yeah, you were hoping to find an open area to land in. You currently do not see one.
Oh, this feels like it's going to be camping. This feels like camping to me.
We all know how much you love camping. It's gonna be great.
We did tell you there'd be a decent amount of camping.
That is the biggest tree I've ever seen.
Isn't
you don't really
it
have
pretty?
that many trees. This is insane. There's so many trees.
It looks so pretty.
You think there'd be like a village or something there? I don't know. I feel like if there's anyone we could maybe stop, it would be over there.
What was that? Did anyone hear that sound? Was that some kind of animal?
I think it was a bird.
Oh, I'm not. I need to...
Sleep?
Is there like a town or inn around or something?
Do we have a sleeping bag? I don't.
Yes, we got supplies to camp.
Yeah.
I mean, so we can't land. We can't go through the tree cover to land.
You can, but at this point, Sanj, you got distracted. You took out this scroll that you're taking. You're just kind of fiddling with it in your hand, looking at this wax seal that has it closed, this big ornate thing. And everyone else is kind of looking at you like, Sanj, I thought you were going to take us down. Why are we still flying?
Hey, Sister Sanj, you seem preoccupied? What are you reading? Can I see?
It's the scroll that we're delivering. I'm just very interested in what it says.
What does it say?
Well, it's sealed. I don't want to open it.
They don't
What's on
need to
the
know that you
seal?
opened it.
What's on the seal?
It is just the characters, the linguistic characters for Guru Shokin. It doesn't say Guru. It just says Shokin. It's his steel. He wrote the scroll, put the wax, and sealed it.
We have an artiste here. I can produce heat. We can unseal the seal and then seal it back. No one will ever notice.
I mean, normally I'm game for some counterfeiting or whatever, but I feel like that might may expose it to the elements or something. It feels like that might be delicate. I don't know. I don't want to like destroy it by accident or anything.
Hey, you're the one who was graffitiing the whole rock underside of the temple. What are you worried for all of a sudden?
No, I don't want to show up at the other air temple and have nothing, empty-handed. We're gonna look like idiots.
Whatever.
I don't want to make anybody angry or make them think that we were trying to steal information. It's pretty old information about my people, and it would be interesting to know what it says.
I know, right?
Maybe once you deliver it, you could use that like as, you know, your good deed as maybe leverage to be able to see it when they open it.
As soon as Una says this, G goes like, boring.
Sanji, what if the whole thing's like a test? Like there's like nothing on that scroll, but they just want to see if you'll open it, and if you open it, you fail.
Or it's like a mirror and, you know, it's all reflected and you see yourself in the scroll.
I mean, I'm not going to open it because that's not an honorable thing to do. I'm just curious. But I won't let it get the better of me.
I think it's like a big move, like a
It
big
could be.
tornado kick or something.
It could be.
Imagine a tornado kick with flames. Oh,
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we should crack that puppy open.
yeah.
I would love some new airbending moves. No, I need to wait. I need to wait and get it to where it needs to go.
Okay, well, if you guys are gonna be boring, can we at least land? I'm hungry.
Sure, let's start looking for an opening in the trees.
Sanj, for deciding not to open the scroll, move your balance closer to your roll and away from freedom.
Ooh.
Nice.
I can't do that.
Just maxed out roll.
That means doesn't something happen if you go all the way to that end and you can't move anymore?
You lose your balance.
What does that mean?
Oh, I thought I was doing the right thing.
You're too much of a prude now. You're a super loser.
Well, yeah, you guys haven't done too much to try to restore your balance.
I don't know how.
I don't know how either. How does
I mean,
one
like, I feel like
do
it would
that?
be metagaming to like do things that would make it seem like our balance. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I suddenly feel that. Yeah, it just feels weird to do that. So
I just tried to shift her balance. I just told her like, what if she opened it? And she was like, no.
So if you balance shifts past the end of the track, you lose your balance. You obsess over that principle to a degree that's not healthy for you or anyone around you. Choose one of the following.
It's like the One Ring.
You can give in or submit to your opposition. You don't really have opposition right now. You can, or I guess you could hand over the scroll to your friends. That might be submitting to your opposition. You can lose control of yourself in a destructive or harmful way. You can take
Dark.
Or you can take an extreme action in line with the principle, then flee.
What?
You just make an air ball and like hop off the side of Apu. We never see you again.
I like to think I have one of those cool Aang flyy things.
Well, he's not gonna invent that for 100 years. Although that's not true. He did recently invent it, but at the Southern Air Temple. So I guess you might know.
Oh.
Oh, not the ball. You mean his glider? Yeah, you'd have a glider.
Yeah. You guys are a bad influence. I'm gonna go scout for a place to land, and I'm gonna get on my.
Wait, who's driving the bison?
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice. Sanj takes
Taylor's up
off,
there.
jumps off of Anpu that she was driving, takes the glider, makes her way down towards the swamp. Anpu kind of gives up as you three are now on the bison that you're not sure how to drive.
And G starts like crawling towards the head of Anpu, and she goes, "So, hey, buddy, wanna Yeah. Wanna follow her? Like slowly, huh? Guys, I don't think it's understanding.
I'm gonna poke Anpu's side and be like, yup, yap. Oh, what was that? Shit.
Is this thing like on autopilot? What are we? Just gonna go...
Yeah, I mean, Ampu's just continuing to fly.
Use the reins or something. Gee, you have to tell him. You have to tell Appu what to do.
Is there reins?
The reins are there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so G's just gonna grab and like pull slightly, not too hard. But
Okay. Why don't you?
Does that move my balance, by the way, or is it just?
It will, yes. But let's.
Oh, okay.
It will.
Sorry,
it will
sorry,
move the
sorry.
center of your balance. But first, why don't you roll to maybe? Gee, let's do this. We haven't used this move yet. I'm gonna say you're pleading with Anpu. Anpu is an NPC that does care about you. So you are asking for their help to land and not kill you. So you're gonna roll to plead. That is rolling with harmony. Nice! Full success. On a 10 plus, they act now and do their best until the situation changes. You grab the reins and kind of move it. And Anpu, like, you're jerking them to the side with the reins a little bit, and then they like kind of ignore you. But in ignoring the rein directions and doing what you actually want them to do.
That's exactly what I was imagining.
As they start to descend into the swamps in a slightly different direction, though, than Sister Sanj was just moving at.
Did Sanj like lose it just now? What's going on?
Yeah,
I mean, do you guys see her? Can you guys see her from up here?
Ayla and I are gonna lean over the side of the saddle and like look and try and see if we can see any, maybe either her or birds or like something crash through the trees.
Well, as you I mean, you know, by the time you get hold of Anpu, Sanj has already disappeared past the tree line. So you take the bison down slowly, kind of hitting on branches coming up and like smacking you guys in the face as you try to cover your heads as Anpu tries to navigate their way, but it's so heavily wooded it is hard to do. And eventually Anpu, like, trying to find somewhere, going over water, trying to land, and like splashing, and then raises back up and tries to go a little bit and see how deep the water is now. And the third time, Anpu's feet go in and get stuck in the mud. And it's almost as if, you know, in a race car and that big fucking parachute comes out behind it? It feels like that, right? Where the feet get stuck in, and you all lurch forward.
I think I just fly right off the front of the bison into the mud.
Yeah, absolutely. If G or Una do not want to do that, you can roll to push your luck.
I'm gonna push my luck. I imagine G like just doing the star on top of Anpu's back, like trying to grab on.
I'll fall in the mud. Halu flew off and I tried to catch him and then we just rolled.
Yeah. Yeah, and G just kind of like goes and just grabs onto the saddle and whoa, like entirely gets lifted up, but keeps hold down and falls right back down into the saddle, staying out of this gross, sticky mud with like 1.5 feet or so of water over it as you pull yourselves up, very mucky as Anpu's like, Wah.
G looks up at the party and she goes, talk about a first camping experience, huh?
Yuck, yuck. I feel so gross right now. This is the worst.
Can I waterbend a little like path from where we are up to the shoreline? Or is it just muck everywhere?
You do off to the side, kind of under the trees where the roots kind of coalesce. You can water bend your way so you guys kind of get up, so you're out of this kind of deeper water. But no, you don't see any land immediately where you are. It all seems to be kind of muck, and then these like large roots that come up around the trees.
G, while we tread to like shallower water, G will like take a spoonful of mud, and she'll go, you know, guys, they say mud is good for your skin anyway.
I wanna earthbend the mud, just slap her in the fucking face with it. Like just go. That's the whole meatball.
You get this whole splat right in your face.
Oh, well, I guess my skin will be really soft after.
Yeah.
Guys, is Anpu stuck? Is he moving at all?
Anpu's but like kind of like you hear
Oh.
with every step, and she is like very unhappy about it.
Oh.
And she kind of like and like her tongue tends to do, kind of like drags out of her mouth, and then she licks a little bit of the mud and is like and like starts spitting it out.
I feel like I'm gonna vom. I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Love it.
I don't feel great.
I don't feel great. You're whiny one way.
This is the worst vacation ever.
Have you ever touched like lava warm mud? That could be worse.
Have I ever touched lava, G? Are you crazy?
Well, I'm just saying, see, there's worse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess getting my hands burned off would be worse than this.
Exactly my point. See, always see the bright side of things.
You are insufferable. I can't even with you right now.
See, I'll just pretend you didn't say that because I consider you my best friend, and that was kind of hurtful. So I'll just pretend you didn't say it.
Oh, guys, do you see Sister Sanj anywhere? Sanj!
Lost
Do I
it.
see her?
She's lost it. She's gone off the deep end.
Yeah, I don't get what was. She took the scroll though, right? Like, I mean, where's she gonna go with that?
She could have given it
Needs
to me.
us.
I would have opened it for her. Simple as that.
With that, as you are kind of like looking around, see if you can see Sanj. You glide down a little more easily past the tree line, being on a glider and not on a bison. You're able to... Sorry, I gotta sneeze. It's right here. My whole life is better now, thank you. Okay.
Bless you.
You kind of land on one of the tree branches, and you're sitting there, and you're shaking. Now, I don't know if it's from anger or stress. I kind of want to talk about that, though. What is Sanj feeling? Sanj, in some way, is feeling pigeonholed, right? By her role, the role given to her for being this airbending monk. She feels like she's losing her freedom. So I think there's probably some not terribly happy emotion, but what exactly is Sanj feeling there?
I think that she's probably feeling torn because her friends seem like they're able to be more free than she is, and I feel like she probably feels a pretty heavy weight of responsibility and need to be very like level and stuff in order to like take care of them and protect them, because she probably feels a little bit responsible for getting them into this.
Yeah. And how does she react to that too? Like, what does she do? Like, she just came, she kind of left, she needed time on her own, she left her friends, landed, kind of doing that like just nervous hand shaky thing. What does she do next?
I think that she would probably meditate to kind of level her emotions.
Okay. Sanj sits down, and I think she meditates for a while, right? I don't think this is like, let me sit down for 10 minutes. I think Sanj is like listening to the sounds of the swamp around her. And really like first trying to stop the shaking that is happening around her body. Trying to breathe a little bit with the rhythm of the swamp and the land around her. All of these living things all making noises. Losing herself just for a bit. And I don't know that you know how long you've been sitting there, because somewhere here, like, your ego disappeared, at least for a little while. And you open your eyes when you hear a noise. Now, before you hear that noise, we're gonna finish shifting your balance, or losing your balance, right?
Okay.
So you are recentered, but your center shifts one closer to roll and away from freedom.
Okay,
that's
one closer
interesting.
to roll, and what happens to my balance?
And your balance goes back to center. To the new
To
center.
0.
Yeah. No.
Or is the new center? Oh no, the new center is 1.
New center is 1 closer to your roll.
So basically, how that
Okay.
works is that it's now easier to lose balance.
It is now easier for her to lose her balance towards her roll, but harder for her to lose her balance for freedom.
Okay.
You are also going to clear all of your conditions and all your fatigue.
Okay.
So you are.
Good.
You
I
are
was
reset.
angry, so I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right.
think that happened in the last battle. Or
Yeah,
maybe even
I
the
just,
first battle. You might have been holding on to that.
I had to take a condition. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So when you do open your eyes and look out at what you hear a group of people moving through the swamp. And it is easy to tell they are not used to moving through this swamp. They are newcomers here as much as you. You hear kind of like clanging and moving. Someone with his backpack on with all like pots and pans on it, just banging around. They are wearing browns and greens, normal garb for Earth Kingdom individuals. But you also notice they are armed. Some swords, bows and arrows, things like that. And from up in this perch where you are on this tree, kind of high up, these trees are huge. You can hear them, but they don't seem to hear or notice you since you were sitting so still. And they're going, "Do we really have to run away into here? I mean, we could have jumped off a cliff. That probably would have been better than this. This is, just like pulling his leg out from the mud. This is really awful, Ganyi. This is absolutely terrible." And the one he's talking to just stops, turns around. Everybody else stops when he does. And he says, "Look, we weren't going to get thrown in jail, all right? I kept us out of there. I'll figure this out. Just keep walking. We'll figure this out." And they move. And you can see as they're coming through, there's a decent amount of them. There are probably like 20 people in this group. There are several women among the group too, but they are also armed. Why don't you roll, Sanj, to assess the situation?
Okay, what roll is that?
That is a creativity roll.
Okay. Boop. Boop.
Nice.
Mixed.
Okay. So you can ask one of the questions on the basic moves under assess the situation.
Okay.
What
Hold
here?
on. I can bring it up.
Yep.
I got it.
Well, I'm going to also read them for
Okay.
all of our viewers who are here to learn how to play Avatar Legends. What here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my best way in, out, or through? And who or what is in the greatest danger?
I think that I want to know what my best way, like, out and away from this is, so that I can find my people.
Yeah, okay. With that, two things happen then. You kind of look around and notice they're coming like pretty close to the tree you're in and moving through and beyond. You think if you fly kind of like parallel to where they're going in a way, they wouldn't notice you on your glider. You're pretty silent, and you're, again, very high up. However, you don't know which way to go, so as you are looking and listening, trying to figure out where your friends are, you hear how in the distance, Sanj, Sanj, as they're calling to you. But those below also hear, and their heads whip around in that direction.
Wait, so if I try to fly away, will they see me now that they've turned their heads, or...
Probably not. You can kind of, like, swoop around from the way they're looking, if you wanted to.
I'm gonna head towards them.
Okay. Yeah,
for the sound of them calling me.
Yeah, grabs the glider and starts flying, flying around, using her air bending to move the air around this glider, so she moves silently in the direction of her friends. The rest of you, what were you up to? Sanj has been gone for a while. You've been kind of calling out, listening, waiting. You're standing on this tree. The muck on you is starting to dry, but that doesn't make it any less gross. It also, has a little bit of a smell to it. A little bit of a smell.
I pull some clean water out and just run it through my clothes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do the same for one way because I know they're feeling kind of gross over there. And G, I don't know. Would you like a rinse off, or you good with your skin?
Just I think the mask, and you see that since One Way splashed a bunch of mud on her face, she organized it, made some holes for her eyes and everything. It's now a face mask, and she goes, yes, you can rinse it off now. I think it's ready.
a gentle little scrub.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Una. This place smells like the sewers in Passing Say.
Yeah, it's not great. Not like the clean waters of home.
Is there a lot of water where you come from? How many glasses of water do you drink a day?
Well, I mean, technically we're on the ocean, so it's salt water.
Oh.
But, I mean, we're very hydrated people.
You saw me because I didn't stay hydrated enough. Anyways, Sanj! Sister Sanj!
Una, you know her bed. Do you know, what's going on? I feel like you've been friends with her for a while, right?
I have no idea. I mean, she seems real turned up about that scroll.
I think it's a lot of pressure.
It sucks. I see both sides. I mean, she really doesn't want to open it and potentially, I don't know. It's just not.
It's kind of it's like the monks.
It's not her to open it, but
it's like they gave her a box and said, "Whatever you do, don't open this box, but take it across the world." That's a really that's a bit, that they really put the whammy on her.
What if we can't do that? We should know what's inside also, maybe in case it gets lost or ruined or something. We could still transfer the information. I don't know. Can I freeze the water so we can walk and it's not mucky as we're searching for Mr. Sanj?
That's fun.
Yeah, do that. That is fun. Why don't you roll to what's the one? Rely on your skills and training, just to see how well you're able to do that on this kind of mucky water.
Oh, is that me? Oh, did it not roll? Oh, sorry. Oh.
Ooh. You do. You freeze it, and you guys are walking a little bit, and I think you're all literally looking at each other going, this is gonna work out. It breaks, and all three of you fall absolutely into this. The water splashing up around you, splashing onto Anpu, who's like,
Something touched my leg. Something touched my leg.
No,
Everyone, we gotta get out of here.
I think that was my ankle. Sorry, I just.
Oh.
I want to give you a love tap, you know?
I'm gonna look at my
Don't do
hands
that
and be like,
again.
oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm still feeling insecure from those guys from our last fight.
I
So
see.
unfortunately,
I think
I'm
we're all
doubting myself.
I feel like we're all feeling insecure, except for G, who apparently loves the mud place. I hope you're having fun, G, because the rest of us are not.
Remember, one way, this could be lava, but it isn't.
I'd rather be dead than gross like this.
I'm gonna see how radiant G's skin looks, and I'm gonna kind of be like,
Um, as that happens, as you're looking around, kind of off in a way, something seems to be moving through the water.
Uh-oh.
ew.
You can tell there's like ripples coming, and it seems to be coming lazily, but generally in your direction.
So, guys, no problem with mud here. None at all. Big giant fish who can bite my toes off? I might have an issue with that. And something's over there. I don't like it.
I don't think that's Sister Sanj.
Me neither.
As it starts getting,
Yes, I am not a swamp creature.
as it starts getting a little bit closer,
I can't quite see.
bling, 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 bling. These little black worms stick up out of the water.
Ew.
And kind of like quiver there a little bit. And you're like, what is that? Until you see rising from the water that they're not worms at all. They seem to be whiskers almost on top of this huge reptilian creature looking directly at you. And as it comes up, you see these large pointed teeth as it like growls, sending little like bubbles up in the water around its mouth.
G jumps on one way's back without asking for consent, and she goes,
I'm gonna pick up Halu and put him on my shoulder and just run up the nearest tree branch so I am, or root, whatever, so I'm not in the water.
Okay. Yeah, you run away. G is on one way's back, and this thing goes, move, and starts moving closer to, like swimming. You see this big tail behind it, swishing as it is moving very, very quickly towards you, one way, and G. What do you do?
do something one way. I'm scared.
No, I'm going to. I'm gonna just try. I'm touching the ground, right?
Yes, yeah, it's about 1.5 feet of water, so it's almost like knee-high water.
I want to see if I can. I don't even know if this is possible, but I'm gonna see if I can bend the muck, not the water part of it, but the other part of it.
Yeah.
And I almost just want to create not like a barrier, but like almost like, I don't even know. I guess like just something to give us a little bit of cover. So we can just book it in the other direction, basically.
So are you
Yeah,
basically doing a mud wall?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to
Hey,
do
if
something.
you make a mud wall, maybe I can then add, like, try and freeze it a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I was
We can
thinking,
do, like,
I was thinking,
frozen mud wall.
I was thinking I would solidify it with my heat, but
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
I'm just reacting. I don't know. I'm just like trying to make something.
Yeah, roll to
farther
rely on
away,
your
so you
skills
guys
and
know.
training. This is a little bit difficult. It's mucky. It's harder to bend. It's definitely not what you're used to.
I am used to bending paint, though, so I feel like
That's
the viscosity is somewhat. The texture is not too dissimilar. But
That's true.
what is this? What is this?
Relying on your skills and training is a focus roll.
Okay.
Roll with focus.
Did it roll?
Bam! Full success. Doesn't get better than that.
I rolled a failure. Oh, that was the other roll. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll make. Okay, here I'll describe what I'm doing because I did a good job with it. So I'm gonna try to make like the crest of like a mud wave, so that if the thing tries to swim up, it's gonna go, bloop, like basically, kind of like towards us.
Yeah.
And I just kind of react that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you throw this muddy wave up, and it does. It's going so quick. It just kind of like whoop, and ends up upside down, and then just like falls flat on its back after trying to run up. And as it's like thrashing to flip itself back over one way, and G, you scramble up around to the tree where Una has already kind of posted up.
I'm still on one way's back.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
It's important because I'm not getting down anytime soon.
Yeah, as you do that, you get up. This thing kind of like moves back around, and then it turns, and with this huge, massive tail it has, it smacks this wall over, and instead of even going around, it goes right through the middle in this hole that it made. You kind of move up these like gnarled, twisted tree roots, and you think you might be fine since you're out of the water, but you see these like reptilian hands with these sharp claws on it that dig into the root and start pulling itself up towards you out of the water, getting closer. Until you see like literally just like a ball of that muck just splat over the side of its face as it turns in hair. And then you guys look up at the sky and boom, 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 like a barrage. It's like that. It's like an elf when they're throwing snowballs, except it's like mud balls. Just get covering this thing as it like thrashes its head, turns, and like jumps in the water to get away from this torrent. As coming towards you, you see this figure, kind of with this like broken straw hat over their head, covered in muck, wearing very natural looking clothing that seems to be made just from like the natural stuff kind of that's around, and with a mostly bare chest, although covered in plenty of muck and grime. As he goes, "Woo-wee! Get that cat gator out of here! That's right, you better run! That's right! You're gone!" Huh.
G leans in one way's ear while she's still on their back, of course, and she goes, "Who's that?"
And this guy's doing like a little bit of a dance, like he's so excited about what he did, like slapping his knee in the middle of it, just like absolutely celebrating.
How far away? Is he pretty far?
No, he's like at the base of the tree that you're at, and he's just going, "Get out of here, cat gator! You can't eat these people today."
What is that?
Thanks. What
Hi.
was that?
Well, howdy.
Thanks for helping.
That was some pretty slick waterbending you did, throwing that mud up at that gator. But you gotta understand, if you just bug them enough, they get out of here. You know, those cat gators, they don't want to take all that.
Oh, actually, I'm a earthbender, but thank you. That's a nice compliment.
Earthbender? That don't make no sense.
You don't make no sense.
What?
Well,
Don't
I mean,
one way like that.
And you're
Actually,
like on
it's-
one way's back, as you're saying.
Actually, it's kind of like I bend like paint, so it's kind of like similar to it. It's like there's earth in it.
Ain't paint made of water?
Yeah, but sometimes it's made from like oil too, and it's really about the earth pigment. I didn't know you're interested. I'm one way, but what's your name?
I'm gone. Just
Gone?
like that gator gone, so I'm gone.
Okay, have you seen a very serious looking airbender around anywhere?
Kind of hard to miss. She has an arrow on her forehead.
She might be in like crisis, so she might be talking to herself or like pacing or pulling her hair out, something like that.
She's not just gonna be bald again when you find her.
Nah, don't know that I've seen anybody like that walking around. I haven't seen anybody walking around these swamps today. Most of it has been by my lonesome. My kin live some ways off, but there ain't no too serious people over there.
You guys live here?
Well, oh yeah!
Man, I wonder why your skin isn't clearer.
What do you mean?
You're a bender too?
Yeah, I'm a waterbender. You can see just here. And as he goes like this, like a gloop of this mucky earth just shoots out and into his hand.
Oh, no, it's another. It's another what? It's another waterbender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I can really only bend water that has the muck in it, you know. That doesn't really work because it's not so. And he's like going like this, it's like sticking to his hand.
Is there any water like that around here where we could like, I don't know, take a shower or something? Or
water that's clear. Yeah, there's a river. It's a bit more clear over there.
Could we go to that?
Try to stay out of it. Sure. Yeah. You want to find more cat gear?
No, but I think there's a leech somewhere on me.
Oh, there's definitely a leech here. Turn yourself around there, son. And he like turns you around and like peels G off of you. And then G, you realize that there is this like leech just like wiggling off the side of his neck that was right next to where you are.
She goes,
yeah. He kind of like pinches it and says, "Get off there!" and just flicks it and then throws it.
Can you put me down, please?
Oh, yep, sorry, right there. And just puts you down like right in the mouth.
So, Gon, you said you have family in the area?
I got my kid.
Could you? Is there food there or something?
Oh yeah, we got plenty of bugs to eat.
Oh, bugs. Great. Can we go somewhere that's not here?
Yeah, let's go.
Are we gonna have to walk through this mud the whole way?
Oh, you bet you're darn tootin'. Yes, sir, we is.
Can I try to like just emanate heat from my feet so that as soon as my feet touch the mud, it solidifies?
Well, there's like a foot and a half of it, so not quite. I mean, it might help a little bit that you're not like getting sucked in though.
Okay, I want to do that.
Don, we also have one more, and I'm gonna point back at Anpu.
Well, come on, big fella, let's get going. It really helps if you walk like this. If you kind of keep it lanky. It stops the mud from sucking you in so much. Yeah, you got it. You got it there.
You're gonna see Halu trying this, but the water comes up to like here, so you just see little hands go up.
Sanj.
Yes.
You make your way off the direction that you heard your friends calling out to you. And you kind of like making your way between the trees, really looking around. You know you're scouting the area well, and if they're yelling to you, you distinctly heard their voices. You know you couldn't have missed them, but after kind of scouring this area, always trying to stay a step ahead of these other people that you saw, you can't seem to find them.
Oh. Let me see. I'm thinking.
I can't believe Sister Sanj can't hear me scream on multiple occasions.
Sorry, I'm trying to think about like what I could do to find them. Is that like an assess your situation kind of thing? Not really.
You're not. So remember, I really don't want you to be like, I want to make this roll to, unless it's one.
I know.
Unless it's one specific to your playbook. Just tell me what it is you want to do.
Well, I don't want to. So I don't want to draw attention to myself because I don't want like the people to like isolate and find me either.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to figure out a way to try it, like to continue to search for them and try and find them.
Sure. Are you just gonna continue to kind of like glide around and see if you can find them?
Yes. Wait 1 sec. I'm just like looking at one of my skills.
If you want, you can read it out loud that way.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading Otter.
All those viewers at home can also learn what your skills do.
And not stare at my face going like this. I'm reading Otter Penguins, Unagi, and Hot Springs. When you visit a new inhabited location, you learn about the past with the harmony roll. You and your friends, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, it's a certain amount of questions that I can ask about the location.
Okay. And your playbook is the icon?
Yes. Yes, it's Otter Penguins, Unagi, and Hot Springs.
The thing with this, the part that you are in is not really inhabited. Like, the idea of this is you're talking to people and learning about them.
Okay.
But you haven't really found people yet, except those that also you clocked immediately.
Are not from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep looking for them then.
Yeah. As you let me see. Yeah, okay. I don't think this is a roll really either, right? As you are kind of like gliding around, you start to get the feeling that you're being watched.
Front row. Okay.
Just this strange feeling, like the hairs sticking up the back of your neck, like an intuition thing. And you kind of like land on another huge branch of this tree and look around and listen, and you hear a lot of sounds. You can't tell what it is.
Okay. Is it like loud or distant, or like can I gauge anything like that?
I mean you're just hearing the sound. You're hearing the sounds of the swamp, right? It's just a loud place to be. There's a lot of life here.
Yeah. Okay.
But like whatever this is making you feel this way, you have no idea.
I figure I'll just try to like shake it off a little bit, and then keep trying to like glide around and find my people.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of try to shake it off. You continue to kind of like taking sweeping arcs through the sky to make sure you're not missing them. And you said you're trying to be inconspicuous, right? So you're not yelling out?
I think that I wouldn't, because I feel like she would think it's counterproductive to give away her location too, because, you know, she's trying to find them.
Sure.
And make sure that they're going to be able to be like safe from these armed people.
As you are like gliding and looking and getting a little bit more worried about whether or not you're going to find your friends, all of a sudden there's a crack above you. You look up, and one of these huge limbs from the tree is free falling towards you. What do you do?
I'm going to like throw out like air to try and knock it off course so it doesn't hit me.
Rely on your skills and training. That is a focus roll.
Rely on my skills and training. You said focus, right?
Yes, I did.
Woohoo!
Full success,
Nice.
absolutely. You do that thing where you're taking your glider, and you see this thing coming, and you like turn your glider back into a staff and just use it to push this huge amount of air on this branch that like moves just enough to the side and kind of gets caught between a couple other branches. And you know, after doing that, knowing that you're safe, you start to fall, but you use just a little bit of air bending to land fairly gracefully back on the ground as you look around. But as you do, you don't have much time to relax and assess, as there is like a spinning wheel of water, like almost like a bladed disc in the water, coming straight for you against the tree where you are. What do you do?
A spinning blade of water. I would throw a air ball to try and like intercept it.
Okay. It's going to be the same roll. Rely on your skills and training.
Yeah, I have a feeling it would be because I'm like bending.
Yeah, you're using your bender training. So okay, mixed success. So in order to you can do that, but you will have to. You can kind of slow it down with your air ball, but you are going to have to really get out of the way before this impacts against the tree.
Okay.
So if you don't want to get hit by this, you will have to jump into the muck.
Okay.
Kind of like dive in.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you.
Sop is not upset by this.
Yeah, you throw the water and just kind of dive into this mucky water, much deeper than the water where your friends were. As that water just kind of smashes, you hear a crack go up the tree as you land.
Someone's really trying to hurt me. That's concerning.
And you do kind of your head as you start to breathe, this muck covering your hair, your face. And as you look around, you feel something wrap around your leg and pull you back under. You're just able to get a mouthful of air before you fall. What do you do?
Can I cast a ball of air around myself? Like, or even just around my head so that I can breathe? Cast, whatever. I know I said it's not magic, but can I, like... Yeah. Or can I not do that because I'm already under the water?
I think as you're coming down, you, like, reach up and grab an orb of air and just pull it over your head. As you can see and you can breathe, and as you look down, you notice that there is, like, a tentacle of water wrapped around your leg, kind of holding you down.
Oh.
As if someone is water bending to keep you under.
I'm going to... I still have my staff, I assume, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and like slash out at it to try and like send like a blade of air through it to try and like slice it, break it.
I'm gonna say this is push your luck, actually, because you're definitely in a risky situation right now. So you roll with passion.
Okay. Oof. That's an oof.
Oh, yeah, it does not work. You go and you try to, like, use your staff to send this down, but the staff just is moving at, like...
It's too slow.
It's like moving it through molasses. And your leg actually gets pulled. It pulls you further under, and you lose your balance as you feel yourself break the water, hanging upside down with this water tentacle hanging onto your leg.
Cool.
And in front of you is a young girl.
Oh.
Probably no more than 12 years old. With like swirling water around her feet, also keeping her aloft. Although halfway up to her calves is sunk in. as she is just like arms folded, glaring at you. And she says, "You gotta get out of my swamp."
I would love to. I just I need to find my friends, and then we will get out of your hair. I'm sorry that I came into your home unannounced. I see that it's very lovely here, and I don't want to do anything to upset you or your people. I'm a very peaceful person.
You can roll to plead with an NPC.
Ah. That sucks.
I don't believe you. And the tentacle kind of like dunks your head back under and then pulls you back up as you're like, oh! like just half waterboarding you.
I'm just gonna like wait. What can I do to prove to you that I'm telling the truth? Matt's angry little girl is hilarious. Just saying.
You could give me your stick. Yeah, you can't get away if I have your stick.
How about this? I will let you hold my stick if it makes you feel safe. And then when we find my friends, can I have it back then? And we will leave right away.
I don't know. Listen, you gotta give me your stick, and we'll go back to my village, and then the elders will decide what to do with you.
Okay. That sounds okay. I have to have my staff back. It's special and it's from my home and I need it for the journey that I'm on. But you can carry it for now if that makes you feel better.
The water comes up her hand and like extends into one of these tentacles and just kind of like gently wraps around it and then pulls it back in so that she's holding it.
Okay.
Well, let's go. And just the water, she stops bending the water that was holding you up and just lets you go, and you like plummet head first back into the water.
Cool. I'll push myself and swim myself up to the surface and move towards the shore, I suppose, or wherever we're going. I don't know. How's she taking me?
Yeah, she is she has almost like this swirling, almost like extended feet, right? Like she is just stepping, but she's actually like raised out of the water by this water swirling around her legs. It's almost like having water stilts holding her up.
Hey guys, can I ask a question out of roleplay? Because all of this just made me think about something.
Sure.
I just realized that water bending, earth bending, air bending, they can be all very like gentle, right? Like you can use them in non-harmful ways. So I'm thinking like, is there any instance of firebenders like using their bending in an as gentle way? Because I don't see how fire can not hurt someone.
So interestingly, that's actually one of the themes that comes up in the show.
Okay.
Is that there's one of the great fire bending masters of the world in the show is like, fire bending is a curse, right? Like fire destroys, right? Like water can heal, air, it's all around us, but fire is a destructive element.
So you should take up smoking because you'd look really cool. Just that alone, I just think would really be a good idea for you.
Yeah, so I think that might be part of G's journey, maybe.
Yeah.
I
was
I feel like when I think of gentle firebending, I think of Uncle Iroh because, like, I mean, he uses it to like heat tea and like do things like that.
Well, I like that G kind of uses a heat wave, right? Like, you're not going to necessarily burn shit down by blasting fire when you're doing that.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes I do, but
Yeah.
You have a hell of a massage, G. You could really do some crazy deep
You know,
tissue work there.
I'm taking in the ideas right now. Thank you, thank you. But okay, got you.
Cats would fucking love you. You could control, you could manipulate cats alone with heat. I mean,
If
just
we
make
find a
hotspots, the cats just go
cat,
sit there.
it's mine. Just saying.
Well, you can get the cat gator if you want, but I don't know if
Yeah.
that's
I don't know if
what
you
you're
want the
looking
cat
for.
gator.
Plenty of cat
No.
gator in the swamp.
I'm not sure
Okay.
about that one.
Yeah, as you kind of like swim along to try and keep up with this girl, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. It's almost 6:30. We're about halfway through. If you are watching, thank you so much. Chat, I would love to see what you're thinking about the show so far, and we will be back in about 5 minutes.
Stay there, don't move.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
All right,
All right. Hello, everybody.
Everybody's like snacking now.
Yeah, everybody is.
I only have this left, I promise.
Snacking on my beer currently. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, everybody's elbow deep in snackage. Chat, tell me what you're snacking on. You know you're snacking while you're watching this. Come on. You gotta share.
Did you put any ice in this?
I did.
Or did you just bring it back?
No.
Okay.
I put
It's not
some
very
ice
cold.
cubes in your... Yeah, there you go. You gotta shake up the ice. You gotta get it percolating.
But it's the ice cube that was like, it's the ice cubes that were like still mostly water in the middle, so it's basically just like a shell of ice. It's gonna be...
Yeah, so it's a very philosophical question. At what point is it really a cube?
Wait, so waterbenders can just always have their drink at the perfect temperature then?
Well, I don't think so. They could not if they wanted a hot, but if they want a hot tea, you need a firebender.
At what
I'm
threshold
right
does that,
here.
does
I'm right
that
here,
occur?
just saying.
At what point does it become? At what point does beverages stop becoming waterbending business and start becoming firebending business?
Yeah, it's the,
I mean, I could bend a hot spring.
the threshold of room temperature.
Well, I guess any beverage that's sitting there, a waterbender could make colder, but a firebender could make warmer. That's like the only. That's like the. Yeah.
Although waterbenders can melt ice too. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Wait, waterbenders can melt ice?
Sure, yeah, they can freeze things and then they take the ice and turn it into water and keep bending it. That's happened.
But it seems weird that they wouldn't be able to heat it up as well.
I say room temperature. You know, you like a good
Waterbender like can a waterbender like turn water into like water vapor, or like could they shoot like streams of like steam out, or is that like a firebender thing?
If maybe if they specialize in that, they find a legend somewhere in the world that can teach them that technique.
Oh, maybe this little girl's a legend, Kayla. You have to have. Wait, she's a waterbender. Then never mind.
Yeah, she can't teach me anything. Sorry.
no, I'm
I feel
sorry.
like I dropped a whole bunch of food on the floor.
Bring her to me.
The party of G, One Way, and Una are taken by Gon to his little town. Do I have little town music? Oh, let's just use the funky festival music. That one's fun, right?
Love that one.
Yeah. Like your theme song.
Woohoo!
Houses built around the base of these trees on stilts with porches that wrap around and rope bridges connecting them as you get closer. At a certain point, as you get closer to the river, that is much clearer and less mucky that this little village is on. Gon will actually get you on a small boat with kind of like it's kind of like a gondola style where he uses the stick and like pushes along the bottom because he did not want this clear water to wash away any of his muck. Goes and docks it, and as you're going, people like off on the way going, "Hey, Gon! Hey, Mel! Who are your friends? I don't know! Forgot to ask her name! Oh, okay!" And he takes you to kind of this, like, central area. It is a tree that has, like, been cut, right? And this huge stump of the tree is used almost as a pretty small but usable kind of village square. And it's around there that he does and like helps you all off of it. And on he says, well, this is our village. This is where we live over here.
It's cozy.
Yeah, cozy it is. Cozy it is. You do notice also a couple of those cat gators, like just kind of walking by, like with people.
What do
Sister
they
Tom
look
caught
like
a cat
exactly?
gator.
A cat gator? Yeah, it looks very much like an alligator, but kind of with like cat-like claws at the end of its arms,
Okay.
and like whiskers, like a catfish.
So it's like
coming off of its face.
in appearance, it's a bit more towards the gator side, but like
it's much more towards the gate. It's almost like a cat, like instead of like cat, you think like catfish and alligator. So it has like the like whisker thingies coming off its face. But it looks very, very gatorish, yeah.
But is it nimble as a cat?
In the water it is.
And they're just roaming around the village? They're not harming anyone?
Yeah, they seem to be. Just kind of going around the village, kind of like swimming up, like walking up alongside people.
Can I get close to one of them and try to pet one?
Yeah, and you go over to one. There's someone actually like fishing off the side of this. It's hey y'all. And as you go over to the cat gator that's there, I'm gonna have you.
Sorry, my camera's moving so much. It's because Lucas is rubbing his face on it.
This is what I'm gonna ask you to do. Let's do this one. I'm gonna have you roll to comfort or support.
I knew you were gonna ask that one. I was like,
this gator. Roll with harmony. Mixed success. Okay.
Don't bite my hand off now.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna ask the gator questions, but at this point, with that, it kind of looks at you, and you kind of like start rubbing it between, like on the top, the ridge, kind of between its eyes, and it's kind of like.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and as you do, like it kind of like rolls over, and eventually just flips over so you can rub its belly.
Yay! I'm gonna start rubbing its belly really, really hard.
That back leg is just going. As you make best friends.
I'm very happy. What? I'm gonna turn to one way and I'm gonna go. What should I name him? Or her? I'm not sure. What should I name them? Huh?
Isn't that somebody's like pet already?
I don't care. It's mine now. It loves me.
You can't just steal somebody's pet.
But it loves me. Look, it loves me.
Call them Whiskers.
That's a good idea. I'm a little Whiskers. Hi, and I start rubbing the belly.
Oh no, her name is Penelope. Yeah, she ain't a pet. She's kin.
Ooh. Definitely can't take her.
You see a tear roll down.
I'll pull G slowly away and give her a little tap on the shoulder.
Well, what do you want to do? We're gonna be having dinner sometime soon. You're certainly able to have some of our eats.
Don, could you show me like some of your like waterbending moves? Maybe you could like teach me. Not like I can't waterbend like you, but maybe like just some of the moves or something.
Yeah. Some of the moves. I got this one here, and this one here. It's the same one, but it goes back the other way. And then sometimes I kind of throw my legs out, and I kind of do a whole body wave.
Is this like how you do it at the North Pole?
No. Not at all. I just look like a wacky inflatable tube, man.
Oh! Are you a waterbender too?
I am, yes.
Oh, huh. How about that? I didn't know there were waterbenders anywhere but this here swamp.
Yeah, we have a slightly different style, I would say, but yeah, definitely. And
You're gone from this year's swamp. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll pull out my little bit of water and I'll make it into like, I don't know, just do something cool with it. Stretch it into a ball or disc.
Yeah.
I'll put it into a little ball and I'll freeze it and I'll throw it for the cat gator.
Like using it like a bowl of yarn. Yeah. The guy goes, well, I can, here. And he stomps on the tree stump and a big glob of water shoots up from the bottom and he starts to like form the muck into like the shape of a cat gator on its hind legs going rah. But what you can tell, he is obviously to you bending the earth. Yes, he is very much an earthbender.
Oh,
Who's gonna break it to
him?
You all kind of look out at this strange sight of someone that seems to be almost like gliding over the water. And as they get closer, you see that it's actually a young girl being held aloft by this swirling water held up in her legs as she is kind of like looking very curmudgeonly for a 12-year-old. As she turns around and says, "You gotta keep up over there." And kind of like trailing behind, swimming down the river. You do indeed see blue arrows and all your airbender friend, Sister Sanj.
Guys, there she is over there. Look.
I think that for some reason, Ampu's going to be the most excited that I'm back.
And this girl, obviously much more able to move through this environment than Sanj, who's having a lot of difficulty and is pretty out of breath trying to just keep up, kind of lands here before you. She goes, more strange-looking people. I assume this one belongs to you? As she's, like, pointing with Sanj's staff towards Sanj.
You're strange-looking. Your forehead is already creasing. How old are you?
How old are you?
Mind G, she thinks she's a skincare expert now from doing a little mud thing in the swamp. Yeah, she doesn't belong to us, but she is our friend. She was having a psychotic break, and thank you for finding her.
That sounds about right. Gon, what'd you take all these people back here for? Well, I don't know. You took one back too, though. Why are you gonna talk to me? Come on now.
Hi, guys.
Sanj is just pulling herself up out of the water.
You good now?
Can I use air to blow the dirt off of myself? To like make it wick off of me?
I think you send out a burst of air, and some people are like, ugh, like as it just gets all thrown off of you.
I imagine it to be kind of like a dog shaking out after you give it a bath. Yeah.
You don't play music? We could, like, I don't know, just have, like, hang out or... I feel like I'm in the mood for it. I don't know, I just hear music in the air, you know?
He's just trying to get a bed for the night.
Sorry I ran away like that.
Yeah, well, you scared one away a lot. He was talking about you being crazy and talking to yourself and pacing back and forth. And he really thought you were a goner, like crazy. Day.
Yeah, and I mean, like, basically, if G didn't figure out how to steer Ampu, he probably just would have kept going, and we never would have seen you again.
I think I'm a pretty good captain for Anpu, You should give me the reins more often from now on. G gives him like an elbow, like, hey.
It's kind of like, it felt like back when I was in school in Ba Sing Se, and we'd go on a class field trip, and our chaperone would just lose it and just run off into the distance and you'd just be left alone.
And that does check out. But it was more that I just needed to step away for a moment and think about things. I just needed a little bit of time.
You feeling okay now?
Feeling better, yeah.
Good.
I do need to get my staff back from this little girl, though. I told her she could carry it till we got here.
Well, that's mighty nice of you letting her carry that.
It made her feel safer. I'm all about keeping things,
Well, what a kind person you are, thinking about Gigi's feelings.
Gigi! There.
Yeah.
I get close to her and I go like same sense and I go, there cannot be two G's here.
I can do
there's
3.
I'm G.
You're... Well, I'm Gigi. Twice
So
as
one
good.
G wasn't enough for you? Huh? Needed two to compensate? Huh?
Was gonna stop at 1, but the name didn't live up to the individual.
You
Had
talk
to
as if
double
you
it.
chose your own name. Your
No.
mama named you loser.
I'm one actually. Hi, nice to meet you.
Juan?
I'm one. You said you were gonna stop at one. I'm one.
Juan? Like
one way.
Like God?
Here, let me show you, and I'll just spray paint an arrow on the side of a building, like that.
Well, look at you, you's an artist. He's a waterbender.
Gon, do you think I could like draw you? You just have a really good, cool look about you. Would you mind if I like
would
sketched
love
you?
that. I ain't never seen what I look like before.
That's great. Let's like. Do you want to just like? Okay, I can. Yeah, I'll take out my art supplies.
Should I look like I'm really thinking hard?
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna use my artistic license. So
I don't think I can
Really?
stay that way very long.
you just get comfortable or whatever. I mean, that's fine. I'm just gonna start like setting up.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna go rustle up some food, and he just like starts walking away.
And I want to paint on the side of. If no one cares, I want to paint two like figures. It's not like super. It's not like super real. You know, it's not like hyper realist or anything. Almost like, you know, figure-esque, cave painting-esque, I guess. And it's just gonna be two figures, both doing the like the walking that Gon.
Oh. One way, you painted us? That's cute.
Gee, I didn't paint somebody sitting on
I
to my
love you,
shoulders.
bestie.
Oh, I love you too, Gee. Love you too.
So I'm guessing y'all gonna be leaving soon.
My
Is this
best friend
gone, or
wants
is
a bed
this
for the
GG?
night.
Gon walked away. He's trying to find food.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gigi.
I did the same thing where I just took part of one of your names.
Multiplied it.
And then just yeah. And then just made that the NPC. Sorry, I'm very original, guys. Very good.
I love it. I like it because it actually gives G like an arch nemesis.
We're on a very important mission, so we won't be staying very long.
Well, that's good. We don't take kindly to outsiders around here.
Well,
Oh.
I don't think
And then
I
someone else is like,
do.
"What do you mean, G? We love when visitors come to see us. Hey, guys!"
Hi.
Could I have my staff back? Now that we're here and safe and among your people?
Here you go.
Thank you.
And when you do, she kind of like pulls it away for a second, and then lets you have it.
I'm gonna affix it to my back.
So are you and Gon together?
What? He's like 30.
He has a boyish, you know, vibe about him.
No,
How old are you?
I'm my own person.
You seem a little bit like an old soul. How old are you?
I am 12 years old.
Wow, you're pretty. I saw that whole thing you were doing with the water walking. When did you learn to do that?
I taught myself. I'm the best waterbender there is. Ain't no North Pole benders better than me.
I think Una just had a seizure.
Well, how about we duel?
Shelly,
You and
I think
I.
you might be muted. We can't hear you. Well, you're unmuted, but the microphone isn't working.
Say something?
No, we can't hear
No.
Yeah. Oh, what were you saying, G?
you. So how about we battle it out? If there's no one better than you, let's have the GG duels, huh?
You against me.
Yes, ma'am.
G versus Gigi.
You won't be walking for a week, little missy. And as she's like starting to like strut up to you, God comes back and goes, "We're gonna do a bug roast, y'all."
G doesn't break eye contact with Gigi because she's scared that if she looks away, Gigi's gonna take the opportunity to like.
Sorry, did you say a butt roast?
A bug roast?
Oh, bug roast. That's a little bit better, I guess.
We're gonna roast some bugs, and we're gonna eat them, and we're gonna have ourselves a grand old time.
That sounds great.
Gigi,
Yeah.
it's not over. You and I on the playground tomorrow at 8.
We don't even have a playground.
Well, you guys really suck then.
One thing you might have to do, Shelly, is go into user settings and change the audio input if you're trying to use like something else as a microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Jeff jumped down and his leg got stuck in the cord of my other headphones, and I don't know what happened there.
These freaking cats.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I could hear you talking though, so I'm good.
And as Gon puts down this big crate, as things start to like crawl out of it, the second he puts it down, someone else kind of comes running over to where the lot of you are and says, "God, Jeej, there's some outsiders in the swamp." "Yeah, I know, they're right here. We're gonna do a bug roast." "No, I think they're bandits." And this is where you get that kind of like Western style like vision over Gigi's eyes as she goes, "Bandits? I don't like bandits."
Well, I don't like you. G screams from across the table of the banquet. Like,
I saw them when I was looking for you guys. There's a lot of them.
You saw a whole group of bandits coming through and didn't even say nothing about it.
Well, they were heading in the opposite direction, and
I
then you
knew
captured me,
You were all
and then I
suspicious.
forgot. You captured me.
That's right, I did.
It was a little distracting.
You actually have a
swam
great
so
plan.
slow.
We have a great plan for bandits, so you don't even have to worry about it.
I'm
We're
not
just
sure
gonna-
I would call this a great
We're just
plan.
gonna use the same one we did last time.
It'll work this time, guys. I promise.
How do you guys? So how do you all feel about making a guardian spirit of the village of the swamp? Sorry, what's the name of this village?
We call it home.
Yes, we'll make a guardian spirit for home, and we'll scare away the bandits that way. It'll definitely work this time.
Well, that sounds good. I suppose I've been working on doing some voice acting recently. I got sometimes I pretend I'm a cat gator and go, "I don't want no bugs. That's people food. I don't eat bugs." And Gigi kind of chimes in and says, "Y'all, I think we just go and we take them out. We gotta show that we aren't gonna get our swamp infested with their kind. Gon, you can come. The rest of you, if you want to, I guess."
If you think you can take more bandits on than I can, then you're mistaken, young lady.
I sense a Legolas Gimli bet going down here.
Gon says, "Yeah, we can get a couple of my fellow waterbenders to help us get over there quickly, if you guys all want to come."
I mean, listen, I just feel like, okay, so my family would handle things in a certain way, usually by violence. And what if we just tried to, like, talk to them, right? Maybe we could invite...
That's a great idea. Yeah, we should try and talk to them. Maybe they're friendly. Are you kidding? They're bandits. They need a boot up their behind. That's all they need. Nah, I like this one. We're gonna try and have a conversation.
We really don't know if they're bandits, right? We just people don't look.
What is a bandit anyway? Just some misguided folks that's down on their luck. Let's do this. Let's go make some new friends.
Yeah. Okay, Gon. Sure.
Gon has all of you get in a boat. Sanj, you look over at Anpu. Like Anpu's gonna come with you, and Anpu just like lifts up this paw with like all the muck and gunk between their toes and is like, and the one that ran over is like, I can help clear your horned beaver's toes while you're gone if you want.
It's a flying bison. And her name is Anpu. And it looks to me like she would love if you gave her a nice little manicure.
All right, Upu, let's go.
Gon, we're gonna have to row this boat.
Oh, nah, you don't even understand what's gonna happen here. Get on in it. While Gigi kind of is like, uses her, kind of swirling water to hold herself up, and she says, try and catch up, as she starts to like run forward and just like a wave pushing her along. Can
I do something real quick?
Sure.
You know how like in a big scale when a boat is on like hot water, it gets pulled down a bit?
Yeah.
Can I try to do that just to scare her? I don't want to like sink her boat. I just want to scare her.
She's not on a boat. She's bending the water.
Fuck.
Like you're all getting on a boat. She is just like you're all on a boat together, and then she's just fucking going herself.
So can I try to actually like heat her water, not to like give her third-degree burns, but like enough for her to make to like let go.
roll to rely
It's
on
like
your
second
skills and
degree,
training.
you know.
Yeah.
Just blisters. Just blisters.
Just a little bit of skin graft needed.
I just want to assert dominance, guys.
Oh no.
Oh, please don't accidentally burn her too much.
I wouldn't mind that. She's my arch nemesis.
Okay.
Toby's tail.
It's just right here.
The unexpected. Okay, so this is a soft hit. So, in order to do this, Gigi, who has been kind of antagonistic against you, is gonna be like openly hostile to you. So right after doing this, so you can either choose to take those consequences, or you can mark 1 fatigue.
No, I want that bitch to suffer in silence. I'll take 1 fatigue.
Okay. So what actually happens is you heat the water enough, and all of a sudden Gigi looks around and like goes beet red and embarrassed because she thinks she peed herself. And then starts to run away, like before anyone notices.
Oh.
And G goes like, "Did you guys see the look on her face? That was hilarious."
Stop tormenting these people.
Just Gigi. That's all she deserves. Kid got nerfed.
That was kind of mean. That was like.
What do you mean mean? She's
was
been
like
mean first. Did you see how she was letting Sister Sanj like tread through the water? That's rude. That's how you treat guests. That's not how I do it.
She's like 12 years old.
I'm 15. Where's my excuse? Huh?
Okay, I'm just gonna stop.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
This is what I'm gonna ask you to do. One way, after you are calling Gigi, you're not Gigi. You are calling G out. So we're gonna do that balance move, right? When you openly call on someone to live up to their principles, shift your balance away from center, then name and roll with the principal. So you have to shift your balance away from your center.
Me?
No. One way.
Okay, now this is an interesting point because
So you were not at your center, right?
no, I can't move my thing again. I was actually trying to like, I've been trying to like step away from the like violence of my family. So I'm like trying to like try to, but now I'm actually shifting the other way towards that. So I'm now going to have lose my balance because I'm totally towards tradition, I guess, which is weird because I'm trying to like go against that. But I guess that's how.
That is interesting. Yeah. So this is what you're going to do. So I think the way this plays out in this situation is you're just kind of like annoyed with G, right? Like noticeably, right? Annoyed because you do in fact lose your balance here.
Oh no! I made my bestie angry.
So that means that you get a. So this is -3 plus 1. So really this is. So you're gonna roll 2d6 and add 4.
Okay, I'm just gonna do that. So hold on. So just roll. You said roll 2d6 and add 4.
And add 4.
Okay. I hope I did this right. Nope. /R? Is it /R?
Yeah.
R.
And then you put a space. You put a space.
Yeah, space 2d6 plus 4.
No space in between those.
14.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. So on a hit, they are called to act as you say. They must either do it or mark a condition. So G, you either need to like... I guess right, what you're really asking is you have to change the way that you're interacting with Gigi and the other people in this village, right?
Okay, so right now I
you
have
mark
to
a condition.
answer. I have to answer one way's request, basically.
You can either say, okay, I'll do that, or mark a condition.
Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but G has a lot of pride, so I'll take that condition.
All right, what condition are you marking?
I would say she would probably be foolish out of that.
Yeah, so like, I know I'm being foolish, I feel foolish, but I'm so stubborn I'm gonna do it anyway.
Wait, define foolish just to make sure I'm, like, thinking this right.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. So, like, this is... You're not supposed to use the word in the definition, right? But, like, acting like a fool, right? Like, I know I'm doing something that is
That's
not...
stupid?
Yeah, that's kind of stupid, right? That is not the smart thing to do.
That's
but
exactly it.
Screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, so
Yeah.
mark foolish.
Because G knows that, like, she's deliberately antagonizing a girl that she just met. But
Yeah.
she's like, my pride has to survive this.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. See, I'm getting the hang of this system too. That's
So now I lose my balance, so now I have to do some shit, right?
Yeah.
That's how this works? Okay.
So, I mean, I guess you have 3 options, right? You can give in or submit to your opposition. Your opposition here, I guess, being G. You can lose control of yourself in a destructive or harmful way, or you can take an extreme action in line with the principle, then flee.
He's about to beat my ass in the ground.
And I would say if you choose that last one and flee, you will not be going with the others to meet with the bandits. But if you can choose either of the first ones and either kind of like give in to G, like, I guess that's, to me, that looks like I'm not going to argue with you anymore. Or you can do something destructive or harmful.
I'm gonna go with something destructive or harmful.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, you know what? You're just like them. You're just like my family. I'm done. I'm done. And I just walk off the boat, and I will bend the water to boost me up into the air, and I'll just, like, get to, like, a branch of a tree or something.
Okay. And Gon is like, oh, G, is Wani over there? Is he gonna come with us? Hey, hey, buddy, you want to brood on the boat?
I'm gonna lean toward Una and I'm gonna say, I think I fucked up.
Wanwei, come on! We can't split up again. You saw how it was like when Sister Sans was gone. We need your help with this.
Listen, I'll tell you this much, okay? She's right about one thing. That little psycho's gonna try to kill those bandits, and I don't want any part of it.
See, I knew Gigi was a bad person.
All right. So
I have no intention of killing anybody, for the record.
as everyone else gets ready to go, are you one way? Are you going to stay behind?
Yeah, I'm just really not feeling this one. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I think that kind of ruined it for me. I think I'm just gonna sulk.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of like are there, upset, sulking a bit, and Gon goes, "All right, well, we better catch up with her." And two other waterbenders get on the back of the boat.
Wait. Before we speed away, I'm going to yell to Wanwei, go snuggle Anpu. She makes everything feel better.
And they start kind of moving their arms in like this really quick whirlwind pattern, and it kind of like generates almost like a speedboat effect on the back of this as the boat starts to shoot through the water to catch up with Gigi.
So I have a quick question. So Gon was clearly not a waterbender. Are
Yes.
these other ones clearly
They're
waterbenders?
Clearly waterbenders, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem to be a village of waterbenders. And Gon seems to think he is also a waterbender.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
This speedboat, and I think, right, I always think of this like an episode, right? They kind of write it to think about like an episode. As this speedboat is like shooting through the water, keeping pace with Gigi as she's running, kind of this angry, determined, sort of embarrassed look on their face. It kind of like intercutting with pictures of Wanwei, absolutely like brooding, upset. Other people kind of just looking up at them in the tree. As you are sitting and taking this time, I'm going to go with the other group first.
I just have a question before we continue. Sorry,
Yeah.
I asked a lot of questions today, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why, I know Wanwei had a balance shift because he really tried to like make me be a good person.
Yeah.
But like, see how my balance is between forgiveness and action. I'm wondering like, how is it that my actions were pretty consequential don't shift me towards action?
Yeah. Oh, I think it did. Oh no, I'm sorry. Because calling someone out doesn't shift your balance.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see really a move to ask someone to shift their balance. In combat, you have that ability, but it is not, there's no basic move to have someone else shift their balance. You can resist shifting your balance if an NPC tries to make you do that, but when you call someone out, you're actually asking them to live up to a principle, and they can either do that or mark a condition.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird... But yeah, I guess there's not really a move. Yeah, there's not really a move to shift someone else's balance, which is interesting. I wonder if in a week, when the full rule set comes out, there will be a new move for that. Since now they've been doing playtesting for like a year. Okay, so Wanwei, while you are in the tree, after you've had some time to like sit, recover, and recenter yourself, you are going to shift your center one step towards the direction it kind of went over the edge in, and you are going to clear off all your conditions and your fatigue.
I didn't have any conditions for fatigue, but okay, so now I'm more towards tradition, which again feels weird.
Feels weird
because,
yeah.
But I guess I'll just say like I guess people are the same, all over.
Yeah.
There's no chance. There's no point in resisting it.
the boat kind of like they slow down their arm movements until this makeshift speedboat comes to rest, and what's her name? Gigi kind of comes up to the boat. Oh, hang on, we're not in the super fun festival town. We're back in Swamplandia. And she comes over to the boat and says, I think your bandits are just over the way over there. If y'all want to go and talk to them, I guess now would be the time to do that. Don't worry, though. When that doesn't work, I'll be ready.
Well, I'll be readier.
Readier ain't even a real word.
Your busted English doesn't know a thing about this.
I don't speak English. I speak words.
You're dumb.
You're a stupid.
I think G would actually like. I think she would try to keep a cool face, but she would find this pretty funny at that point.
So what do you do? How are you? You're all staring at me. How are the three of you going to approach this situation? You are pointed in the direction of these 20-some-odd bandits, supposed bandits, that are marching through the swamp.
I feel like for me, I feel like hanging back and kind of following the swamp people's lead makes more sense. Like, I don't want to overstep or do anything they wouldn't want.
No. You guys said you were going to talk to them. Gigi wanted to bust some heads, but you said let's talk to them instead. And they are going to
I didn't say that.
Your party did, and they're going to let you do that.
I think
are the ones playing the game. You got to do the stuff.
Oh.
I think G would, like, her in her mind, she's just like staying like right next to Gigi, so that if action comes into play, like she basically wants to take more brigand, like what's bandits? She wants to take more bandits down than Gigi will. That's her goal.
I'm thinking. Is there anything that I could like affix to the top of my staff to make it look like a little flag, like a where we come in peace kind of gesture?
Yeah, you take out your little hanky. You can tie it to the top of your stick.
Okay, so I figure as we approach, I'll just like be waving that to kind of signal like we're not gonna fight, like we're coming in peace.
Sure. Who is going towards this group of people?
Well, me.
Is Gigi going?
No.
Are my comrades going?
So no.
I'll go with you, Spawn.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Sanj and Una kind of look at each other and give each other kind of a nod, like
Actually, I'll go with them.
let's go do this. G
Can I
kind
turn to
steps
G
up.
and tell her? Can I turn to G and tell her that if you want to fix things with one way, it looked like you were kind of upset that he was upset. So if you want to fix things with one way, I really think we should go try and talk to them. That's what they wanted.
So after Una says this, G has been like squaring up to Gigi the whole time, like looking at her, like eyebrows furrowed and everything. So Una talks to her and she's still like this. And then she mentions how like she frustrated one way and like she just goes, huh. And a bit like nervously she goes with Una and Sister Sanj.
Okay. The three of you walk forward, Sanj kind of waving her white hanky flag above her head. As the other goes, oh, wait, look! And some of them kind of like start to pull weapons out of their belts and kind of like... And one of them towards the front, the leader that you had seen before, says, hold on there. Don't come any closer. We're capable of defending ourselves.
Understood. We just want to talk.
I can't fight. I'm 15 years old and I'm frail. I bet you don't want to hurt a 15 frail young lady.
One of you can roll to assess the situation. Your choice.
I'll do it. It just seems like if I'm kind of like
you're probably
leading
in
the
the
way.
front.
Yeah. Roll with creativity.
Great. Good.
Yeah, this is a fraught situation, and you're just not sure what to do with it. Okay, what do you do?
I'm going to just, the people of the swamp are peaceful people. I represent them. We don't want this to come to a fight. They just want to know why you're here.
Roll to plead with an NPC. Roll with harmony.
Okay, that's better.
On a 7 to 9, they need something more. Evidence that this is the right course, guidance in making the right choice, or resources to aid them before they act.
Are you guys lost? Do you need directions?
Look, we had a home not far from here. And one of them goes, Gandhi, what are you? Shh. We had nowhere else to go.
What happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Don't cut them off, Sister Sanj.
Earth Nation.
I'm sorry.
Earth Nation came into our village. Started rounding us up. We were the ones that got away.
Who are they? Why?
We're just looking for somewhere to go.
Why was the Earth Nation rounding up your people?
Kind of looks back. We didn't exactly live inside the law.
Jet? I'm just kidding. I understand. I just want to convey on behalf of the people of the swamp who call this place home that they are peaceful people and they don't want any trouble.
Do any of them look like One Way?
Do any of them look like are any of his family here? So one of the I think defining factors of One Way is his class, right? Like while his family are ostensibly criminals, they are like the high class, like criminal overlords almost, right? No, these people look like bandits, right? A lot of bandits in the Earth Nation, they live up in the mountains, in small villages, away from most of the people there. This is definitely not high class individuals, put it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I use a playbook move?
Yeah.
Suspicious Mind.
Okay, so this is you are the icon.
But I think this is one because a couple times ago I could pick one from another playbook.
Sure. So it's called what?
It's called Suspicious Mind.
Okay.
And I cannot figure out which one it's from. I think it's in the playbook. I think it's from the one right after the icon.
It doesn't seem to be. But if you read it out loud and tell us what it does.
Okay. Suspicious Mind. When you watch a person carefully to figure them out, roll with focus. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. On a 10 plus, hold 2. Spend your hold 1 for 1 to ask their player question. Oh, to ask their player? This is an NPC.
I would be the player,
to ask someone questions. While you observe or interact with them, they must answer honestly. You can ask, are you telling the truth? What are you truly feeling? What do you really want right now? What are you worried about? Or what are you about to do?
Okay.
On a miss, you tip your hand, but you can shift your balance away from center to ask one question right now.
Cool. Yeah, so roll with focus. I found it. It's that's part of the Guardian playbook.
Okay. Okay.
Failure. So it doesn't work, but if you want to shift your balance away from center, you may ask one of those questions.
I will. Yeah.
Everybody's doing it this session.
I know. I'm feeling left out.
Okay.
I'm going to ask.
Let me ask as you shift. What are you shifting your balance toward? It's away from center. So are you at your center right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
so
at
you
my
can
center.
choose.
Yeah.
So your principles are your role and freedom as an icon.
I'm shifting my center. Or am I shifting my center, or am I shifting my balance?
Your balance, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually towards roll on balance.
You are already. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm at +2.
So you have to go to +3 because you have to shift away from your center.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so one more and you are also unbalanced. But right now you're not, so you move closer to your roll. And what question do you want to ask? What's Ganyi?
I'm going to ask, what are you truly feeling right now?
What am I truly feeling? And he kind of looks like put off by the question, right? Like he wants to be the tough guy and be like, feeling like a badass, right? Or something. But he kind of looks back at his people who are tired, who are scared. And he says, we're feeling... we just have nowhere else to go. We're at the end of our rope. We need a place. We need a home. And you can see written across all of their faces, like fear and anguish and loss, right? Whatever it was that happened to them, they lost the community they had. It's a group of people at the end of their rope.
I'm going to look to G and Sanj and kind of step back and maybe regroup with them a little bit and be like, what do you guys think we should do? You don't seem aggressive. I mean, they have weapons, but they don't seem aggressive.
Maybe we ask them if they're looking for a place to stay?
I think they are.
I just don't want to volunteer the swamp because the people seem hesitant to let bandits stay.
We can't hear that, Matt.
Hey over there, hey y'all. As Gon is like in a bush, just like sticking out of it. Hey. Psst.
We can't hear you.
P-S-S-S-T. Please, I can't actually make the noise. It doesn't pick it up on the microphone. Yeah, that. This won't pick it up. That's good. Hey, this thingy works, right? It's not supposed to pick that sound up. Yeah. Asking if they want to stay with us. We got like 3 extra tree houses we built for no reason. So much space.
Oh, well, that's another thing.
Well, that's a good solution. Great.
We got so many bugs.
So I'll turn back to them, and I will say, Gon, the leader of the big frickin' swamp.
I ain't a leader.
That you are. Oh.
We don't really have a leader. It's a bit more egalitarian than all that.
So, Gon, one of the representatives of the egalitarian government of the big swamp, would like to offer you guys shelter and a place to stay in exchange for peace.
Yeah, we don't really have like a charter or a constitution or anything like that. We just kind of live in a swamp.
Okay, thank you, God.
Yeah, no, you take me. I'm over here. Ducks back in the bush.
I like
So yes, they are offering you a place to stay in exchange for peace.
This is what I need you to do.
Yeah.
One more time, I'm going to ask you to roll to plead with an NPC.
Pleading?
Well, actually,
Got it.
No, I disagree. I think they just do it, right? Because before, they told you the thing they needed to acquiesce to your request, and you just gave it to them. So Gandhi kind of stands up tall and says, well, let's go check it out. One way. Back at the town, you are on the branch, just kind of like upset, thinking about what's happening.
Matt's really loving that move today.
What move? Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of curmudgeoniness.
There's a lot of sulking happening in this
Yeah.
It's a very angsty session.
And as you start to like, kind of like calm down, come back to yourself, what do? It's starting to get darker. Looking around, some people, indeed, they have on that like big flat area that was once one of these huge trees. They're starting like a little bit of a fire and putting some of these bugs on spits and like roasting them over and laughing and joking. And one person has like this twangy string instrument that they're playing. What do?
Well, I think normally I take refuge in art, so I'm gonna go to another like unused surface, maybe something older, worn down, and I'm gonna just do an image of a person petting a cat gator's belly, and just sit there and just look at it.
That's me. Why don't you roll to rely on your skills and training to see how good this art piece is?
BFFs.
I know. I love us.
I hope it looks as good as our sketch from last session.
That is a focus roll. Full success. You do, and again, it's kind of like stylistic the way that you do it, but it is quite obviously someone joyfully rubbing the belly of a cat gator. And you even have like the little some lines to show the motion of the back leg as it's stomping.
Yeah, and then I put my little tag, which is the arrow, the one-way arrow with the little purple pentapus in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you're sitting there staring at it, all of a sudden, like, sidling up next to you is this tiny little child. Like, probably 4 years old, right? This tiny little child with, like, a stuffed cat gator just kind of, like, squeezed so it's, like popping out from under their arm as they walk over and go, that's really good.
Oh.
Thanks, kid.
Cute.
It's a cute little friend you get there. What's her name?
Dad.
How are the bugs?
I think they're almost done.
Is there any like really good ones I should be on the lookout for?
The big ones with like the really big butts, they're really juicy. They're good.
You want to try? And I'll hand the kid a can. Just like not on mine though. Can you just like find a different spot or something?
Oh, can I over here?
That's perfect. Yeah, that sounds good. You gotta really shake it up though.
It just starts like making like random lines along. And when they're done, and you're like, then you're using my paint, like that's enough. And eventually get it back. And they go,
I know that game. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. Yeah. So as I gently take it, hey, that's pretty good. What's your name?
my name is Joy.
Oh,
pretty good, Joy. You ever find yourself in the big city, you should look me up sometime.
What's a city?
It's like this. It's just as smelly as this. But there's a lot more people and a lot more buildings, and the food's better.
Oh. And then she just turns around and walks away.
Oh.
I'll just follow her to the bug roast this point.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah. And Joy will. She'll point out the big fat ones with the juicy butts that she mentioned. And eventually the boat comes back and your companions get off. Although Gigi is nowhere to be seen. And as you...
I didn't drown her, I swear.
As you look around, trying to figure out where she could be and what could have happened, Gon kind of like climbing out of this boat, and Gavax goes, "Hey, y'all, we might need to roast up some more bugs." As Gigi comes out, like leading the people through the swamp to come. And the people of this town kind of come out and like greet them, right? Like smile and greet them and say hello and take them on over. And it's not long before you're all kind of sitting around and just having a meal.
Can I actually do something while everyone's having a meal?
Yeah.
Can I find like a big piece of bark?
Easy enough. Yes. Certainly.
Okay. So I'm gonna go in my little corner for like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna start etching. Well, etching. I'm gonna use like a flame finger, and I'm gonna start writing something on the bark.
Okay.
Well, you guys can do your thing while I do that.
Yeah. So G kind of like goes off to the side and starts doing her own thing. People start passing around bugs. One way is able to point out some of the more palatable ones to the lot of you as you come over to the roast.
I find like a really big one, and I give it to Ampu. I like bug juice just like spraying out of Ampu's mouth. That's it.
I just yeah. Loving it with squeaky clean toes. Yeah, and
on all 6 of his legs.
G, what are you doing? Because everyone's eating, they're kind of doing their thing. After a while, you come back over to them.
I come back. I'm gonna slowly approach one way, like looking very hands behind my back, like I'm very guilty looking. I'm like, so, hey, one way.
Oh, hey, G.
I did something for you, and I'm gonna give you the big piece of bark. And on it, you can see that there's writing that's etched, and it's pretty messy. Not only because it was made from a finger flame, but also because I don't think Gia was ever really good at grammar or English in general, writing, reading, whatever. And on it reads, "Hey, bestie, I'm sorry I reminded you of your mom. I didn't like my mom either. I know it was stupid, but I talked to those people and I did something good, so I hope you're happy with me." Gee.
I think as one was reading this, I think a little tear comes up into their eye. I'm really proud of you, G.
And G just goes for the hug right away. She swallows you whole and you can't get away. There's no escape.
No, I'm trying to.
You're my best friend.
One way. As that happens, why don't you roll with Harmony to comfort or support G at this point?
Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I keep closing the sheet and then having to open it again. It's really not a good. It's not a good habit to do that. Okay. Let's see.
Told you, I'm totally into these systems where I don't have to roll anything. It's great. I'm so into it.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I have a. Do I have a move for this?
You may. What playbook are you? You are successor. Although you might have it from a different playbook, but
No, I haven't taken anything from. I haven't taken anything from a different playbook. But I felt like I had something for this, and I don't remember. I don't
If
remember
it's on
what
your
it was.
character sheet, it should be under the moves tab. And
Oh, you know what? It's only for NPCs. Never mind.
Okay.
That's only for NPCs. So you said comfort or support.
Comfort or support.
Okay.
I'm trying to get in all these skills.
No.
Yet,
It's good. It's good. That's good.
And
I just need to find it.
Failure.
It's okay. Just take the hug. Just take the hug and leave it at that.
Yeah.
After the hug, I'll say, "You want to go play rock paper scissors?"
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So as you're all kind of like sitting around, the fire's dying down. Even Gon just like grinning huge from ear to ear, so happy that this was the outcome. And even Gigi kind of sitting with everyone else and kind of like smirking to herself at how nicely this all ended. We're gonna go ahead and end our session there for the evening.
Oh,
It's left on such a better note than last time.
Yes.
Yeah. We are definitely going to do our end of session moves, right? The personal growth thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the everybody stuff. At the end of each session, we ask these: did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
I feel like G learned some. Like socially, maybe she realized that because she's always so like hot-headed and like into the moment, right? I think all of this made her realize that it's not always for the best.
Is that about you or the world, though? So this is specifically learning something about the world.
Okay. So no, it's not about the world, right? I wouldn't say.
I think you guys probably did learn something about the world, but I'm not going to give it to you. So if you guys remember,
I think Una learned that there were other types of waterbenders.
Yeah.
And just North and South Pole.
Yeah, I think, and you all learned that. I would say that. I would also say the thing that I wasn't even thinking that, but that 100% makes sense, right? Yeah, we learned that there are waterbenders that are not North and South Pole. You also learned that the Earth Nation is going into small villages, like bandit villages, and rounding people up, right? You guys did not know that beforehand.
Okay, I understand the question better now.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Yes.
Yes.
I would certainly say so. You certainly solved a community problem for these people.
Peacefully this time.
Yes.
So far.
And did you guide a companion toward balance or end the session at your center? So you're each going to decide that on your own. If you help to guide a companion towards balance, even though didn't we decide there's no move to do that? So how could you ever say yes to that? I'm confused, but I will know for next time. But if anyone that ended their session at their center can mark.
So my center is my newly established center, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, and you didn't shift since you moved your center, so you are probably at your center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, center.
I'm sorry, Shelly, I cut you off.
Yeah, your center is not necessarily at 0, right?
Oh wait, so
one way
there is a way to shift people's balance, because if you call someone out and succeed, then wait, isn't that how you do it? You just change it, or that's not how that works?
No, they get a condition.
Oh.
Call
I
someone
don't. Yeah, I
out.
don't see any move that does. I don't see any move that changes somebody's balance.
I don't either. I bet for next time we might have some new stuff to go over pre-session.
Wait, you're talking about outside of combat, right?
Outside of that's true because in combat there's an evade and observe move. But the problem with that is test balance. Mark 1 fatigue to question a foe as you fight them. So I don't see a way to help your companions get to their center. So
like
I literally don't.
So like my balance is +3. I'm all the way towards roll, but my center is still at 0.
Right. So but your balance is not at your center. This question is if you ended with your balance at your center. That counts.
Okay.
Or
got it.
Or the other part of this, which seems impossible based on the rules, is if you helped one of your companions move closer to their center.
Okay.
But
so I think I get it. So like if my center moved to +1 and then my balance somehow ended that session at -1 and they were stacked on top of each other, that would be ending at center.
Yes.
Okay.
Ending at your center, wherever that happens to be.
Right. Got it. Okay.
So I think some people probably marked growth already, but then you have your playbook advances as well. For instance, the successors question. Did you learn something meaningful or important about your lineage, its members, or its effects on the
Still no.
or others?
No.
Not in the middle of the swamp. The swamp is not the place to learn about your lineage.
It's a long, long way.
Long way to Pongsing say from the swamp. What is everyone?
I need to pick.
Yeah, what's everyone else's growth question?
Ours is like, did we do? I'm sorry, I opened something in my sheet and now I have to scroll forever.
I got you, fam.
G is an idealist.
Did you accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition?
Do either of you do that?
I did, but I'm scrolling back up to tell you how. Okay. So I did not start a fight, which is part of my tradition.
Oh, like never starts a fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
I think that's on my
certainly lived up to that.
I also have never refused an honest request for help.
Yeah. And then
mine was
idealist.
I think it's something along the lines did I make the life of a citizen or a whole community better? I would say I did.
I would say that was yes.
Yeah. A fat yes.
Yeah. Unequivocal.
That brings me to another +1 focus because my goal is to make G the best firebender she can be in 6 sessions.
You can only go to +3 is the max.
Yeah. I'm at 1 right now.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I started at -1, so.
Yeah, well, you got some. There's a long, long way to go for my focus. Cool. All right. I think that's everything for end of session.
Cool.
I have some end of session stuff for my playbook.
Like what?
It's like at the end of each session, answer these additional questions along with your standard growth. I generally uphold my responsibilities, and then it's like, if yes, shift balance towards roll. If no, mark a condition and shift balance towards freedom. And then there's another balance shift question about maintaining prohibition.
Oh, yeah, so definitely make sure you're doing that. For your... Yeah, no one else has something like that specific?
Wait, should we have been doing that? Is that a thing that we should be doing?
Yeah, if your playbook says it, you should probably be doing that.
I don't know where would that be?
So, on the first page of my playbook, it's got burden and tradition, and then it says, live up to your role, living up to responsibilities of burden, break tradition, blah, blah, blah. And then it has a specific end of session extra question.
Oh, okay. That feels like it's something specific.
Yeah, I think that's specific to the icon, because they have something to kind of live up to.
Right. So I need to shift my balance towards roll.
So, like, for instance, one way, when you pay obeisance and homage to a powerful member of your lineage, you roll with tradition. So, like, yours comes up at certain things.
I feel like mine cancel each other out. So, like, I upheld my responsibilities, but I also maintained my prohibitions.
Yeah,
so I feel like that leaves me at net zero.
That I'm not going too crazy into your specific playbook stuff, so if that sounds good to you, I would say...
No, you should shift balance towards roll twice, Kayla, I think. Because yes to upholding responsibilities, shift towards roll.
Oh,
yes
God.
to prohibitions, clear condition, and shift towards roll.
Sister Chandra's getting really boring.
Wow.
She's
cannot go
she's
any
getting
farther
really into
towards
her
roll.
role.
I feel like what it is it's kind of a slippery slope. I feel like once you start down a certain direction, it's kind of a snowball effect. It doesn't let you, like, you kind of have to go down. And, like, I feel like there's not a way to, it feels like there should be a way to counter that trend.
I think there probably will be in the full playbook, right? And I think there's also something, if your center moves that far, it's also supposed to do things. I just think it wasn't in the quick start. That's my takeaway.
But it's kind of weird even then, because your balance is always going to shift. Well, the way I see it, it's always going to shift the same side. Because, see, me, for example, G, like I said, she's hot-headed, she's in the moment. So, like, I don't see her moving towards forgiveness that often. Towards action, though?
Well, that's your character choice, right? So...
But I almost feel like there should be moments of role playing that can trigger these balance changes. You know what I mean? I feel like
there is, and it's my job to notice that and tell you to shift.
Okay.
So that's part of me, also trying the different parts of this game and me trying to call you out for it. Yeah. So it's
by the go ahead.
It's kind of the GM's role to kind of ask you to shift your balance often, that kind of thing.
I wasn't sure I understood earlier, so I wanted to ask again. You wanted me to shift my balance toward action for what happened with G, or did you not? I wasn't sure.
No, I don't think you shifted your balance. I think you got a condition instead.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching episode 3 of year 1 of the 100 Years War. See, I know so much math. We'll be back in 2 weeks. By then, I should have the full rule set for this game, because the PDF version is being released soon, before we get the print version. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Have a wonderful time.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.